Long Island Sound is unique that it has many lighthouses lining its shore, with 3 along New London Harbor, and each one of those lighthouses has its own unique story. Joining me now is Susan Tamulevich, the director of the New London Maritime Society. Welcome to Connecticut Style.
Very happy to be here, Teresa. Thank you.
So, Susan, the governor recently issued a proclamation saying this was the summer of New London Harbor Light. That's a pretty cool honor.
It's a great honor. We have a number of things going on this summer, all centering on the lighthouse. We have a series of 10 Lighthouse Saturdays where people can come out and experience the lighthouse firsthand. But the reason for the proclamation, the occasion for that, is that New London Harbor Light was the Connecticut lighthouse selected by the U.S. Postal Service to be featured on a forever stamp.
Wow, and we're looking at it right there on the screen.
Yeah, isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, putting Connecticut on. Have we ever had a stamp before?
Well, in New London, they had one stamp 40 years ago representing Eugene O'Neill. So for the city, it's a great honor, and for the state of Connecticut, you see, it's all the different New England lighthouses.
I see, okay.
So there's one from each of the 5 New England states, and there's New London Harbor, which, as we know, is the oldest and the tallest lighthouse in Connecticut.
Oh, all right. Well, let's also talk about Ledge Lighthouse, because that one's unique as well.
Ledge Lighthouse is right off of New London Harbor, and it's probably the lighthouse that people are most familiar with. This weekend, if you want to come out to New London, which you can do on the Shoreline East train, they have special weekend trains, so you can come out to New London in the morning and go back in the evening.
Oh, how convenient.
We have the head of the Ledge Light Foundation giving a talk about a new book that he's written, and then at 4 o'clock you can take a boat right off the New London Pier and go out and visit Ledge Light.
Oh, how fun. What a great afternoon.
Oh, it's a terrific, well, then of course for the next 8 weeks we have 5 boat trips every single Saturday going out around, as you said, the 3 lighthouses in New London Harbor, and 2 of the trips go just out to New London Harbor Light. After those 2 trips, you come back to shore and we take you by car to New London Harbor Light, and you can climb the 118 steps up to the top of the lantern.
Wow.
And, well, here's another thing. From the top of that lantern that you see, according to the Coast Guard, you can see more lighthouses than from any other place on Earth.
Well, it's worth making your way up there then, right?
Well, there's a real concentration of lighthouses, not just the 3 you mentioned, but there are about 6 or 7 that you can see from the lantern. At night, you can see all the way to Montauk.
Oh, wow. Pretty interesting stuff. Susan, tell me about the Maritime Museum, also in New London.
Yeah, well, coincidentally, it's a big anniversary for us, too. It's the 30th anniversary of the New London Maritime Society. And we have had all sorts of special events throughout the year. We have a motto: every day, in every way we're getting better and better. But we've been doing it. We've been repainting the inside, rehanging the exhibitions, doing all sorts of special events and educational projects. Right now we have an exhibition about our library. We have a very unusual library, which is 15 this year, the Frank McGuire Library. It's a maritime research library with special collections about, well, one thing New Haven knows about, the Amistad, because New London is where the original Amistad ship came in and where it stayed throughout the whole Amistad trial.
Oh, wow.
In fact,
history, a lot of stuff going on in New London.
New London is very rich with history, and it is. Our museum is not just the history of New London, but the living history. So we've had shows about oystering, which is a new green industry in the area. We've had shows about tugboat captains, and you know, just anything that's going on the waterfront we like to feature.
Let me ask you about the Be Part of Something Big campaign.
Yeah, well, you've seen the lighthouse, so beautiful on the stamp. It actually doesn't look quite the same in person. It has lichen growing in the surface. There are a couple of cracks.
We need to clean it up a little?
We need to clean it up and restore it and preserve it. And we've started this campaign, and I have a button for it. It says, I'm part of something big.
Okay.
If you buy a button for $10, every Saturday through September 7th, you can come into New London and get discounts throughout the town. So for instance, if you go to the Fair Trade store, you buy $50 worth of something, and I like organic chocolate, Fair Trade chocolate.
Sure.
If you buy $50 worth, you get $10 off. just for wearing this
Oh,
pin.
that's fantastic.
So
There's an incentive.
In one purchase, you've paid for the pin, but there are bars and tattoo parlors and everybody. You know, the downtown community has really embraced this project, so you can make out big yourself with the Be Part of Something Big pin.
I love that, Susan. All right, let's put some information up on the screen. Throughout the summer of 2013, the New London Maritime Society hosts a series of boat tours and special events to spotlight the history in New London, all about the landmarks there. You can call 860-912-6814 or visit nlmaritimesociety.org. Thank you for all the information.
Thank you, Teresa. Great to be here.
All right, coming up next, Executive Chef Tony Mavuli from the Inn of Villa Bianca and Tavern 1757 shares his recipe for crab cakes when style returns.